Okay. How are we doing? Hello. Okay. Oh, there we are. Okay, good. So, what are we doing? We're talking about the abacus. When we're talking about the abacus, thank you so much for joining. Hello, hello, hello. So, we're going to go. Oh, that's no. Okay. This is an abacus. It is a counting tool. This counting tool helps us count, and we're going to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. That's what we're going to do. But it depends on how far we get. So we're going to count. This is 0. Anytime the beads, these are the beads, right? These are all the beads. Right here are all the beads. Anytime that touches the horizontal bar, it is being counted. However, there's nothing that's being counted. So there is 0 right now. And then when we count, this is 1. You might be asking, why am I here? Because I have an indicator. Do you see the indicator? There's a little dot right there on the line. Do you see that dot? So I can choose either one. I could choose this one or I could choose that one. It doesn't matter which one I choose. Like a Pokemon, just choose one, right? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to understand how to read the abacus. When we read the abacus, I choose this one to be my ones indicator. So I have my 1, 2. So when we look at 2, right? 2 means 2 bottom beads. We have 2, 3. We have 3, 3 bottom beads, and then 4. These are the 4 bottom beads. That's the 4 bottom beads. Now, if we look, we're like, wait a minute, we don't have 5. We don't have 5? Really? We don't have 5? Yeah, we have 5. You know what 5 is? 5 is not that. 5 looks like this. 5 is always going to be the top bead. You might be wondering, is it always going to be the top bead? Yep, it's always going to be the top bead. The top bead will always be 5, no matter what. So when we look, we have 5. And then look, if we had, if we had 1 and I add the 5, we have 6. If I have 2, I've done 2 before. And then if I add 5, now we have 7. If I have 3 and I add the 5, now we have 8. I almost forgot my numbers. We have 4, right? And we add the 5, now we have 9. So when we look, we have 9. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. These are all 9s. Okay, so let's do a little review. I'm going to have a 0. This is all 0. When we zero it out, that means none of the beads are touching the horizontal bar. When the beads are not touching, right? That's a double negative. Oh my God. When there are no beads touching this bar, that means it's 0. So when we count, we do 1. This is 1. If I did this, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And then we do 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. That's 2 beads, 2 beads, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. That's what 2 is, right? And we have 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for liking my live. So we have 3. Make sense? And then after that, we 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. And then 5. All the top beads will be 5 no matter what. Does that make sense? Let me know if you have any questions. So we have 5 at the top. And then we have 6, 6, 6. Whoa, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. These are all 6. Okay, let's do a little bit more, right? Then we have 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. I feel like I'm singing. And then 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Okay, what does that all mean? Well, every column is thank you so much for the hearts. Every column is a place value. Every place value has a digit. Does that make sense? 9. Yes, 9. So when we look, we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands. Can someone please explain me what I don't know why you joined, but we're talking about the abacus. And what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to read the abacus. And this is a counting tool. This is a math tool. I don't know why you're here. If you're not here, you can leave. That's okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to I'm so happy everybody's here. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you, Skeleton. It's basically a math tool. This math tool helps us add, subtract, multiply, and divide. This is a different way of adding and subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. Thank you guys so much. Do the gritty. I don't know what that means. Thank you. Okay, so it is a counting tool. What we're going to do is we're going to learn how to count. We do 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice if I do 4, this would be 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. And then all the top bead is a value of 5. This is all 5. If I did that, that'd be all 5. Now when we look, it'll be ones, tens, hundred, thousands, 10,000. and I would rewrite it. If I write it, it would be 55,555.55. Yeah? How are we doing? Oh. So when we look, we are learning how to read the abacus. This is 5, and then we have 6. So let's take it to one step, and we just do the 6 on the ones column. When we have 6, right? We have 5, we have 6, 7, 8, 9. Notice I'm at the ones, and then we can talk about the tens. So that would be 10, this would be 1 and a 0, this would be 11, and then this would be 12. Thank you so much. Thank you, Davy. So this is 12, 13, 14, and then 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20. It all depends if we can all keep up. If we can all keep up, then we can go into adding, subtracting, multiplication, and division. However, what we want to do is take a look at the beads. If you notice the beads, there's an edge to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to be gentle when we use abacus. We're going to be happy when we do abacus. Why? Because the beads are very delicate, not very delicate, but they're easy to move. They're like a little rattle. So when we look at that, right? When we look at that, what we want to do is we want to, when we're moving the beads, we want to be at the edge of the bead, right? So no matter how big and pudgy your fingers are, you should still be able to move the beads just like that. So when I do 1, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice that my fingers are at the edge of the beads. So when I do 5, it looks like that. When we're not going to be aggressive when we use the beads. We're just going to be very gentle. We'll be gentle. So when we look, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. After 10, we have 11, 12. So then what's after 12, right? Well, we can count higher. So we can do 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, and then 1,000. If you notice, I have these dot indicators. These are my indicators, and they're grouped, right? So this is grouped. So if I choose this, like my Pokemon, hey, Baka, welcome. So many people. Hi, Ollie. Yes. So when I choose 1, I'm going to look here, right? Or I choose this one. You just got to choose 1. You can't choose 2. You got to choose 1. So if you choose this one, then notice this will be a grouping, just like a comma. If you wanted to, you could have a bigger abacus because size matters. And notice there is the dots again. So there's some dots. If I choose this one, right? If I chose that one, hey, not so pro, welcome. Look, hello. Oh, cool. Copper, I'm sorry to hear. Hey, Audrey. So what we're doing is, this is the dot indicator. This is my ones in here. If I choose this one, like I choose my Pokemon, it'll be my ones, my thousands, my millions, my billions, and my trillions. And then when I line it up, that's what it looks like. That's what it would look like. So I have my ones, my tens, hundred thousands, 10,000. Right? This is my 1,000, and then over millions, billions, and then trillions. I'm back taking notes tonight. Beautiful. I'm so happy you guys are here. Okay, so what we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus. Copper, let's do a little review because I just started. So we're gonna do a review. We're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice the bottom beads all have a value of 1. So when I put together, this is 4, and then this is 5. The top bead will always be 5. And then we have 6, 7, 8, 9. Does that make sense, Copper? Because everybody else who's commenting have already been here. So I need to pick on somebody. Am I picking on you? I'm not picking on you. I'm just making sure that you understand. So if I have my answer right, if I had this right, and I decided to flick, do not flick too hard. Thank you so much for the heart me, Audrey, and the invincible something. I don't know what it is. But make sure you do not flick too hard because then your answers will be wrong. And then the other thing is because the abacus is, thank you. Hey, welcome back. So notice that it's easy to move the beads. So you want to use your left hand to stabilize the abacus. And so we're going to calculate with our right hands. I'm trying to understand, I have a learning disability. Oh, this is cool. Do you understand how the numbers work? Copper, let me know. So in your username you have 14, and won't be here long. Been working on it. Oh yeah, I hope I can put you to sleep. Saying. So Copper, you have a number in your username. So it says 14. I'm going to add 14. Add 1, add 4. So that is how you do 14. Does that make sense? When we look at I never thought, never, you're too interested. I laugh too much. I laugh too much. And then I have another one. You haven't been here for a while, but we're going to do some power ups on our what do you got? On our addition sentences. So Copper, as long as you So if you open your mind, will be great. I'm horrible at math. This is not this will be fine, just as long as you can keep up. Let me know if there's ever a problem. Thank you so much, Audrey. Show some love and tap away. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So what we're going to do is make sure that we're going to be reading so did you understand how to read the abacus, Copper? Because the people that are here already knows. So we're going to count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice though, if the colors are too overwhelming, you can use an abacus that's only a single color. It works exactly the same. It works exactly the same. So when we look, it's all about the positioning. We have the top bead, which is still the value of 5. We have all the bottom beads, which is a value of 1. So if I was to relate it to money, 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 I don't have I'm missing one. I'm missing something. If I have 1, right, then it'd be 1. If I have 2, I have 2. If I have 3, I have 3. If I have 4, then it'd be 4. And I can't find my nickel. I'm supposed to have a nickel. I don't know where my nickel went. Oh, there it is. I found my nickel. So here's my 5. I'm going to take this away. I'm going to do 5. That's what 5 is. If you're not in America, a nickel is 5 cents. 5 cents, it is worth 5 cents, right? I've always wanted to know how this works. Yeah. I hope it will be a pleasant surprise that you'll be able to keep up. So this is 5. When we look, we have 5 on the abacus. Does that make sense? So we have 5 and 5. That's what this is. 5 is worth 5. And then we have 6. So I'm going to add, that's not it. I'm going to add 6. That is 6. This is 6. 5, 6. I have 7, 5, 6, 7. And then I have 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I like the colored one. Okay, cool. But does that make sense on how to read the abacus? Copper, right? Okay, good. Some people find that the colors are overwhelming. So I'm not sure what sort of disability you have. The other one was somebody said that they were colorblind. I'm like, that's not an excuse. It's not an excuse because I have this one that is, single colored. So it's all about the positioning of the beads. Okay, so don't focus on the color, but it's easy to talk when we're like on the internet. But if you have one, if you buy one, notice that it's not a must. It's not a must to have it colored. Just understand that we have the top bead and the bottom bead. Oh, I have ADHD. I might. I'm not sure if I do because I can read the comments and still keep up. All right, we are done with. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to move the beads. We're going to learn how to move the beads. When we learn how to move the beads, we need to do some bead recognition. What does that mean? Well, let's work on learning how to read the beads. A single color makes my counting smoother, I think. Yeah, I think so too, because then you're not so overwhelmed with the amount of colors that's there. I think so too, but to each their own. There are some that have different colors, and I think it's a little distracting. But it is what it is. So we're going to go through this maze. This is my maze. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some number recognition with a 2-digit. And how does it work? Well, here is my maze. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through. Hey, I'm very well, Purple. I'm very well. Thank you so much for asking. And I do appreciate you commenting that I should go to sleep. I'm quite awake right now. I thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So if I have this number, what number do we think this is? If I have this and then I have this, what number do we think this is? And this is a maze that I have created just so that we can learn how to read the abacus and we would be, I always enjoy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. 18? It's not 18. How do we know? Because we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 9 on the tens column. Let me see if I can find my... Oh, here it is. So when we look, we have 9 on the tens column. Thank you so much, Marvin, for commenting. So I have 9 in the tens column. So that would be 90. And then this is the ones. When we do it, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 98. Does that make sense? So in your name, Marvin, we have 161. I don't think I'll answer these. I'm going to wait for multiplication. Yeah, okay. We'll see. We'll see. So in Marvin's name, we have 161. Does that make sense, Marvin? So when we look, we have 161. And we look at the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. Whoa! Oh my gosh, I did it. Yes, it is 98. Good job. See? That's not so hard. Abacus makes math very easy. So when we look at this number, this should be an easy number. Why? Because it's only one digit. When we look, it is this, and then it is that. What number do you think that is? If I have my ones here, what number do we think this is? That's okay. We're just learning right now. Marvin, it'd be a different story if this was your 10th time, 10th session with me and you don't know how to... 13, almost. The top beat is always a value of 5. Thank you so much for commenting. The top beat is always a value of 5. So when we count, it's 5, 6, 7, 8. Almost, Copper, almost. We have to remember that the top beat is value of 5. When we put it together, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. If you notice, the horizontal bar is... the beads are below the horizontal bar. So this would be considered 4. If we have it, hey, E, welcome back. So this is 3. And then when we add the 5, now we have 8. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8 on the ones column. Yeah. Hey, Jubilee, welcome back. Welcome back. So does that make sense? We have 8. So I'm going to go to 8 and I'm going to go down here. This is what we're doing. We're just reviewing how to read the abacus. That's all. Once we learn how to read the abacus, we will go into adding and subtracting. And then we're going to use some power-ups. So if I have my number, if I have this, and then I have this, what number? Whoa, 71. Almost, Marvin. Almost. Oh, there you go. See, fat-fingered. Yes. Yes. Right? So we have 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 80 and we have 1. Thank you, Zerone. That's a great name. That's a great name. Almost Killa. Almost Tequila. When we look, we're going to do 5, 6, 7, 8. The top bead is a value of 5, and the 3 bottom beads, right? Those are the value of 1. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we have 1 over here. Thank you, Copper. Thank you, Copper. So we have 81. We're going to go up to here. So when we review, oh, right? Yes, thank you. Yes, Tika. Yes, Tequila. 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 I'm sorry. We have this one. We have this number, and then we have this number. Yes, Marvin, we do. We do have 93. How do we know? Because we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the 90, and then this is 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, LaShawn and BL and Jubilee. Good job, everybody. Good job. So we're going through the maze, and we're just kind of going through and figuring out how to read the abacus. That's the easy part, right? Thank you so much for following me. Okay, so we have this number, and if you're interested, I have this book. Where is this book? There we are. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I love it. Oh, sorry. So I'm like, I got sidetracked. Sorry. So we have 5, 6, 7, and then we have 8. Yes. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, everybody. Thank you. Almost. Tikila. Tika. Tik. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call you Killa. Can I call you Killa? Is it okay if I call you Killa? Jackson. Yes, thank you, Jackson. So it's 90. No, it's not 91. It is 5, 6, 7, right? 5, 6, 7, and then 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, Copper. Yes. Tika. Okay. Oh, Killa. Okay, good. Thank you. Oh, so what do we do? 78. 78 goes this way. So we're over here. So when we look, we have this number. Wow, Marvin, almost. Almost. Almost, Marvin. Almost. There you go. There you go. 84. Yes, Jubilee. Yes, 0. Yes, Marvin. Yes. So we have it. 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? This is 80. And then we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 84. I am back. Thank you so much, Fave. So we go over here and then we're here. And what number is that? Yes, Jackson, you're right. No, not 84. 83. 83. Nope, 84. Nope, you're right. 84. I'm over here. Yes, 90. Yes, there we go. There we go. Yes, Killa. Thank you. Okay, good. So we have 9, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Right? Easy. Easy. Easy peasy. Oh, BJ. C. Thank you. Thank you. 0. Okay, good. So we got 93. We're almost done. So what number do we have there? We have this number, and then we have this number. Whoop, whoop. What number do we have? 52. 52. $50 bill. Oh my gosh. I remember that one. That was Goonies. Was it Goonies? No, that was Indiana Jones. $50 bill. $50 bill. No. Not so pro. It's 52 because it's a 5 and a 2. Yep. We have to make sure that we don't count the 5. Okay. So we go to 52 and then we're up to here. Thank you. Oh no. No. I think TikTok is having problems with all the streams. So we do this and we do that. How are we doing? 38. Dolce, welcome back. Dolce, 38. Thank you, Fave. Thank you, Jubilee. 38. Yes, 38 because it's a 3. Yes, Dolce, good job. 1, 2, 3, 38. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then we have this one. This one's easy. I just do that. We know that one. That one. That's not a problem. 39. Easy. 39. All right. What about this one? This one. There we go. Yes, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Woo! You guys are on a roll. So we have this number, and then we have this one. 94. Good job, Marvin. You're so fast. Yes, 0. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for Jackson and Not So Pro. And you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Good job, Killa. Right? Easy? Okay, 94. Oh, we're all done. We have one last one, and then we're going to start going into adding and subtracting. Whoa, Copper. See, Copper, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Ha 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 ha. And 36. 30. 1, 2, 3, 6. 5, 6. Yeah. And we're done. And we're done. All right, good. So what's next? Well, this is my book. I made this book. For those of you, I haven't made it to the arithmetic yet. Let's see if we can go to arithmetic. But the first thing we're going to do is understand that here's my reverse maze. This reverse maze means that we're going to start here, and I'm going to give you the number, and I give you the path. So all you have to do is color in the beads. So if this one, do you have one for higher level math? Like how high? Like multiplication and division? That's as high as we go. finally learning it. Math, yes. Learning math is an easier way. Yes. Yes. What is it? Here we go. Here we go. Abacus. Abacus only does arithmetic. It is the gateway to more complex math. So, Faye, when you were talking, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean by higher level math. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like, are you talking about calculus or are you talking about multiplication and division? We can go to multiplication and division. We can go, and I'm in the process of making abacus grade specific. However, we do not do geometry. We do not do algebra. If I had money, I would order this. Oh, sorry. So I'm still doing this. Okay, so if I give you 96, then you just color it in 96. And then if you have 29, you just color in 29. TikTok is, yeah, right? I know. But you know what? It gives me a chance to like regroup. Oh, there we go. So this is my reverse maze, and that's what I call it. Streaming lag is bad. Yeah. This time it's not my fault. Is she going? Yes, I'm going out. Hopefully I'm back. Okay, so that's my reverse maze. Sorry, I can't hear you at all. Nope, I haven't talked. I wait. I wait and I wait. That's okay. That's okay. All right. So we talked about the maze. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about adding and subtracting. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to move the beads, right? So when we move the beads, what are we doing? We're looking at we're looking at the add-in. I'm not sure where you were pro, not so pro. We're talking about the add-in. Remember that we, all right, let's see how we're doing. Okay, it's because I'm at the lowest of the totem pole and I'm not very special. I get the worst of the servers. Okay, so here, when we look, we want to focus in on the add-in. When we have 5, we're going to have the 5. The question is do I want to add the 1. When I add the 1, can I do it? Yes, we can. So we want to add the 1. Remember, we're going to focus in on the add-in. Hey, Jose, welcome back. Welcome back. This is awesome. It's like old friends getting back together again. Yes, we can. Yes, I added more sound to my board. Oh, yes, please. I don't know if anybody knows what movie that came from, but I love this movie. That movie is with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he is in the Total Recall, and he's talking to the alien that's inside the stomach. And the guy in the stomach is just like, open your mind, because they're talking about, like, I forget. So that is where that one came from, if you wanted to know. Okay, we're going to add the 2. When we add the 2, again, I want to add the 5. And I'm going to add the 2. Is there enough beats to add the 2? Yeah, right. Total Recall. The other one was with Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell, right? Is it Colin Farrell? He's so good. It was so good. I know. You open your mind from, really? That's interesting. They probably took it from Total Recall because Rick and Morty is is younger. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to add the 2. When we add the 2, can we do it? So we're going to add the 2. Now, this is the reason why I keep focusing on this is because we want to focus on the add-in. The add-in is the key to understanding when we add and subtract. We're not focusing on the result. We're going to divorce from the result and marry the process, which means we're going to go through the journey. Because we have the journey, right? We have 5 and then 2. Can I add the 2? Yes, I can. So again, when we look at it, I have 4. There's not too many questions with 4. It's either 0 plus 4 or 5 plus 4 and just gives me 9. And then if we know how to add, we know how to subtract. What does subtracting mean? Subtracting means I go away from the horizontal bar. So if I have 3 and I want to subtract the 1, I'm just going to remove it from the horizontal bar. I'm going to remove it from this group of beads that are there. So if I have 7, I have 7, and I take away the 1, can I take away the 1? Yes, I can take away the 1, so I'm going to remove it away. I'm going to take it away from the horizontal bar. That's what we're doing. So when we look, we can do it again for 2. Again, when we do 2, we have 4, and we're going to take away 2. When we take away 2, we're just moving these 2 beads. It doesn't matter which 2 beads, it just matters the 2 beads. So if I have this one, 4, take away 2, it'd be these 2 beads. If I had 3, take away 2, it'd be these 2 beads, right? So what I'm doing in my final answer is 1. Cool. So we have 3. Again, we have our, we have this. Oh, what is this? This is this one. There we go. So what we have 8 and then take away 3. We're going to take away these 3 beads, right? So my final answer is 5. Okay, and then the same thing with 4. What if you have a 5 take away? Yes. Oh, you know what? We're going to go that into a little bit because that is what we're going to do about making a 5. That's what this is. So if you can hold on, we'll put a pin in it and we're going to get into it after I finish the 9. Is that okay? So again, what we're going to do is we're going to take away the 4. We have 9 and I take away the 4. I'm just going to take away the 4 just like that. So when we look, we have 5. Again, we're looking at this. We're looking at the add-in. When we look at the add-in, we have 3. I'm going to do 3 and I want to add the 5. I add the 5. So my final answer is 8, right? And so when we know how to add, and then here's 7. I have 1, I have 7. I'm going to add them and I'm going to bring them together like that. Thank you, Ginny. Yes. So we have 8. When I take it away like this, then we have 1. Notice the pattern. If I add it, I can subtract. If I subtract, I can add. So this is something that we're going to see very often in the abacus world, is that you'll see that there's a number pattern when we add it and when we subtract it. So we're going to focus on the add-in and not on the result. So here, right, I have 2 and my add-in is 7. Can I do it? Can I do it? Yes, we can. So again, be careful when we start looking at it. We don't want to look at the answer. We want to look at the add-in. So I can add the 7. It will become more apparent when we start going into adding and subtracting. So then 8 is the same, right? When we do 8, it's 1, and then we add the 8. And then we want to minus the 8. We go away from the horizontal bar. We have 9, it's the same thing. And then again, I showed you how to add the 6. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take away the 6. So if I have 2, I'm going to add the 6. When I want to take away, I'm going to remove it. All right? Okay, so now we're going to go to Marvin's question. What happens if you don't have enough? So that's what this one was. This one was talking about if you have enough. Now, if we don't have enough, we are going to go to this right over here. There is a few things that we need to understand. In mainstream math, we are teaching the kids how to make a 5. We have 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, or 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. This is a concept that we actually in abacus world is going to power it up. Why are we going to do that? The reason why is because we won't have enough beads, right? So the question was 5. Hey, Em, welcome back. So if you look, we have 5. We have 5 and we want to take away the 2. There's not enough beads to take away the 2. So what are we going to do? Look, if we look, our partner of 2 is 3. So in this specific scenario, what we're going to do is we're going to take away the 2. How are we going to do that? Well, if you notice, we have to utilize this 5. I'm going a little bit backwards because Marvin had the question. But after we finish this question, we're going to go adding, and then I'll show you how it is. So this is still the concept. It's still the same concept. What we're going to do is we're going to look at our question. This is our subtraction sentence. -2 minus 3 equals -5. What we're going to do is we're going to isolate the -2 because that was the question, right? The question was minus the 2. 5 take away 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to isolate the 2, and then we're going to substitute this. What does that mean? I'm going to utilize this 5. That's all right. That's all right, Copper. We're still going through it. So minus the 5 plus the 3. When I minus the 5, oh, look, I'm going to take away the 5. Notice to take away the 5 is moving it away from the horizontal bar. So I'm going to minus the 5 and I'm going to add the 3. Does that make sense? So what did I just do? I just substituted this 2 with a 5 and minus the 5 and plus the 3. So what are we doing? We're understanding a concept of how to make a 5. We're utilizing this bead up here. So I don't know, Marvin, if that made sense. Let me continue on with my thought on making a 5. Here is another way. And it's the same. It's the same, just reverse. So here's the question. Let's do this question. 3 plus 4. When we do 3, I'm going to have 3, 1, 2, 3. I have 3 pennies, right? I'm going to have 3. My question is can I add the 4? Is there enough beads to add the 4? Notice I mentioned we're looking at our add-in. Is there enough beads to add the 4? Yes or no? Yes, there is enough beads. There is not enough beads because I only have one bead to add. I want to add 4. The question is can I add the 4? No, I cannot add the 4, right? Because I only have one bead to add. So what am I going to do? Well, I have this handy dandy nickel. I have this handy dandy 5 cents in my hand, but it's too much. I'm going to give it to you, right? But it is too much. So I need to take away one bead. We're using money. Yes, we're using money because it makes a little bit more sense. So if I take away this one, I take away the 1, my final answer is 7. Yes, it creates 7. Yes. Does that make sense? Because I have this handy dandy 5 cents. and I give this to you. So then I take away the 1. So my final answer is 7. We can do it again. You want to do it again? Let's do it again. Let's do 4, right? The question is 4. I have 4 pennies. I have 4 pennies. Then what do I do? If I can find my marker. Oh, there it is. If I find, you like that? Handy dandy. Who says that? Handy dandy. Oh yeah, Blue's Clues. Handy dandy notebook. I'm going to bring that in. Okay, so we have 4, right? Notice on my abacus, I only have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you look, yes, that's what we're going to do, Marvin. We're going to use this 5, right? We're going to use the 5. Notice, that's not what I want. This is what I want. Notice when I want to add the 4, this is my number sentence. So I want to add the 4, but I use my handy dandy 5 and I take away the 1. So when we look at it, I want to plus the 5, right? My handy dandy nickel, my handy dandy 5 cents, I add that, but that's too much. So I got to take away the 1. I'm going to take away the 1. So my final answer is 8. Does that make sense? I got to find handy dandy. I like that. Handy dandy. Handy dandy nickel. Is it copper? Did that make sense? Division. Not yet, Carter. Not yet. Class is still on adding and subtracting. Andromeda. Ah, that's a good name. That was a good TV show. Oh, I loved Andromeda. Okay. Copper, did that make sense? I don't know if Copper's still around. Hey, Laura, welcome back. Copper, are you around? Does that make sense? We were on the tens last night. Okay. Yay! Hey, Laura. Oh, I added the books to my shop. Still here. Did this make sense? How to add the 4? But if you're looking, hey Laura, if you're looking for the this, if you're looking for this one, I would suggest go to the other site. I'm so confused. Oh, okay. So let's see. If I have 4, does that make sense? If I have 4, does that make sense? Okay, we know that's 4. Now the question is, I'll be checking everything out tomorrow. Oh, yeah, not a problem. So when we have it, we're going to add this 4. You notice that there's not enough beads to add the 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have enough beads to add the 4. So what are we going to do? We're going to utilize this 5. We're going to do a handy dandy. I'm going to utilize this 5. We're going to power it up. So we have our formula, which is 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. Because we have 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, we're going to isolate. We're going to make this by itself. And then to make it by itself, that's what we did. We put it on one side of the equation. What happens is we move the 1 over here. To move the 1, we have to do a subtraction, right? So that's why if we do 4 is equal to 5, this is too much. If this is too much, how do we balance this equation? Copper. How do we balance this equation? You let me know. I'm just waiting. So copper, if I want to balance this equation, how do I balance this equation? If this is 4 is equal to 5, that's too much. So what do I have to do? I have to minus, I have to take away the 1. Hey, Angel, welcome back. When we look, we want to substitute. So to balance it, right, we know we have 5, but that's too much. We want to make it the same. So if I have 4, right, if I have 4 and it's equal to 5, this is not the same. So what do I have to do? I have to take away 1. So if I take away 1, right, then we're 4 and 4. Does that make sense? What we're going to do is we're going to substitute this information, 5 minus 1. When we substitute 5 minus 1, that means we can actually move the beads. We're going to add the 5 and take away the 1. We're utilizing this top bead, 5. So that's what we mean when we add the 5. But adding the 5 is too much. Adding the 5 is too much. We need to exchange it for the 1. Yes, now it's 8. Yes. So if I have my handy dandy nickel, that's all I have is a nickel. So I'm going to give you a nickel, but this nickel is too much. It's only worth 4 cents. So if I give you a nickel, I need to take away 1. I hope that makes sense. So we can do it again. We can do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Okay, so what do? We have 2, right? We have 2. On the abacus, we have 2. And then we have and we add the 4. When we add the 4, what are we going to do? Again, we're going to plus the 5 minus the 1. We're going to plus the 5 and take away the 1. Anytime we want to add this 4, that's the pattern. So when we add it, we plus the 5 minus the 1. If we subtract, all we got to do is minus the 5 plus the 1. So we minus and we add. So we know how to add it and we know how to subtract. What we're doing is I'm showing you that they're both the same. It's just a number pattern. So when we add 4, our final answer is 6. When I take away 4, my answer is 2. We can do it again. We are working on 3. We can do 3. When we do 3, it's the same thing, but different numbers. What is the pair? The pair is 2. So when we look, our question is 4. When we want to add the 3, right? To add the 3, what are we going to do? We're going to plus the 5 minus the 2. So if I have 4 beads, if I have 4 and I want to have 3, but I have this handy dandy nickel, yes, Marvin, yes. Bring down the 5 and take away the 2. Thank you so much. That makes sense, right? Thank you so much. So what we're doing is we're understanding how to make a 5. We're understanding how to utilize the 5. So we can do it again. If I had 3, my question is 3, and I want to add another 3, we're not going to memorize our doubles. What we're going to do is memorize our concept. We're going to understand our concept and utilize this 5. Just as Marvin mentioned, we're going to give you the 5. We're going to give you the 5 nickel. We're going to give you the 5 cents. That's too much. I'm going to take away 2. So my final answer is 6. Yeah? Cool. That was great. Okay, and it does the same thing. So if I have 2, right? If I have 2 and I take away and I add the 3, it's the same. Yes, thank you. I'm going to bring down the 5 and I'm going to take away the 2. So when we look at it, this is our formula. Our formula is 3 equals plus the 5 minus the 2. That's what we're doing. Yep, that's what we're doing. We're going to bring that 5 down. No, bring down the 5 is better than take down the 5. Take down the 5 like you're tackling him. That would be cool. Tackle the 5. Tackle the 5. Right? So we can do it again for the 2, right? So if I have 4 on my abacus, I don't have enough beads to add the 4. So what I'm going to do is, if I want to add the 2, right? To add the 2, I need to plus the 5 minus the 3. So what we're going to do is I'm going to plus the 5 minus the 3. So my final answer is 6. Yes, thank you, Marvin. Thank you. What are we doing? Can you show multiplication? Not right now. What's the point? Can't we just use a calculator? Sure, Ziggy, go ahead. But that's not the fun grade. I don't think you can use a calculator in an SAT class, in an SAT test. You can try it. Or you can use your brain. Okay, so does that make sense? We're going to do 4. Now, if you notice with the 4 and the 1 only has the 1 question. And when we look at it, it's only 4, and then we want to add the 1. Notice there's not enough beads to add the 1. So what do we do? What do we do? We need to plus the 4, plus the 5, right? So what are we doing? If I want the 1, what do I need to do? I need to isolate this 1. 1 is equal to 5 minus 4. That's what we're doing. So when we do yes, Marvin, right? Makes sense? So what's going to happen is I plus the 5 and I take away the 4. So all my answer is, and it's always going to be that. This is the only question for the number 1. That's it. Okay, so we know how to add, we know how to subtract. You can't use a calculator on an SAT test. Yeah, you can't use a calculator on an SAT test. Yes, you're right, Copper. You're right. That's what I found out too. And you can't use it for the ACT either. So good luck. But you can use the abacus. You can use the abacus on those tests. All right. So does that make sense? Are we okay with how to make a 5? And then obviously, if you know how to make a 5, we know how to subtract the 5. Right? So it's the same thing with adding, it's subtracting. It's the only thing that's different is the signs. So here is we do -4 minus 1 is equal to minus the 5. We modify it to do minus the 4 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 1. Now, when we see my question, we have 8. We have 8, and then we take away the 4. To take away the 4, we have my handy dandy 5. My handy dandy number 5. We're going to minus the 5 and we're going to plus the 1. And my final answer is 4. Does that make sense? So we did this, but we did it backwards or we did it forwards. We added, right? We added 4 or we subtract 4. But look at it's the same number pattern. Plus the 5 minus the 1 or minus the 5 plus the 1. It's the only thing that's different is the sign. Cool? Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. We can do it again. We can do it with the 3, right? Oh, so here's the next one, right? This is my little spin the wheel, and you put a paper clip and it landed on 16. So if I do 16, 1 and a 6, and I need to take away the 4. When I take away the 4, I need to use this formula. Minus the 4 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 1. And my final answer is 12. Yeah? How are we doing? Does that make sense? Oh, that one. This one, we're now on this book. We're on this book now. I've got a whole series. All right. So we can do it again. We can do the minus the 3. So this is just activities on how to solidify the information. More subtraction. Yeah, I don't do a lot of subtraction. That's what I've noticed. So if you notice, this one is minus 3 minus 2 equals minus 5. So when we look at it, we're going to modify and understand that we're going to change up. We're going to power up our equation. So it's going to be minus the 3 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 2. When we look, we have 7. We have 7, and we want to minus the 3. When we minus the 3, look, I have my directions right here. Minus the 3 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 2. Minus the 5 plus the 2. So these are little directions on how to use the abacus. Copper, did that make sense? So we're giving you directions. If you can memorize the formula, these are what we call formulas. If you memorize the formulas and just move as they tell you, then you'll be able to do the arithmetic. How does that? Is that all right? How's that working? So my final answer is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that was the one thing, is like, as long as you memorize the formulas, then you'll be able to do anything. But you have to memorize this. This is something that just comes with practice, if that makes sense. So we can do it again. Oh, we do here, right? 7 minus 3. So let's do 7. We don't do negatives. In abacus world, we don't do negatives. It would have to be just the opposite. Yeah, it would still be 7. And then it would still be minus the 3. You would still need to do minus the 5 plus the 2. But then you're going to have to remember that there's a negative sign. Right? Marvin, does that make sense? So it's like, how do you take away a small number with a big number? I'm trying so hard to understand, but subtracting is my enemy. If you can memorize, I don't know if that would help you to understand the subtraction formula. So this is the subtraction formula. What we're doing is, when we want to take away the 3, we have to take away the 5 and add the 2. Does that make sense? So when we look, we have, let's do 6, right? If I do 6 and I want to minus the 3, there's not enough beads to minus the 3. I only have 6. There's only 5 and 6. So if I want to minus the 3, this is the formula. This is the memorizing the partners has helped me a lot. Yes, memorizing the partners is the biggest thing, and understanding how it relates. Does that make sense, Copper? So understanding this is what we're memorizing, right? Because we're understanding how to move the beads. Minus the 5, we want to take away the 5 and we're going to add the 2. So my final answer is 3. We can do it again. So let's do this one, right? We have 8. We have 8, and then we minus the 4. How do we minus the 4? Do we remember how to take away the 4? Minus the 4 is what? Minus the 4 is what we're doing. We're isolating this variable. So minus 4 is equal to minus 5. What are we going to do? We need to balance the equation. We need to balance this, right? Thank you, Laura. Yes, plus the 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to minus the 5 and then plus the 1. We're still here. So what I did is I minus the 5 and I plus the 1. And then what do? We take away the 3. When we take away the 3, we're just removing it away from the horizontal bar. So my final answer is 1. Yeah. Yep. I like this one because it has bigger numbers. So if I did 27, take away 3. 27, take away 3. If I take away the 3, what do? Minus the 3. How do I minus the 3? How do I take away the 3? 27, take away 3. So I'm going to minus the 3. I'm going to isolate this variable, right? Is equal to minus the 5 plus, thank you, Laura, plus the 2. Missed most of that because of the lagging. Oh, I'm so sorry. The lag is tough. So I'm going to minus the 5 and plus the 2. My final answer is 24. I try to wait for the lag to finish, but I guess I'm not doing a good job. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, welcome. When we look, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I have 26, and I take away the 3, is there any beads to take away the 3? No. What do? I need to minus the 5 plus the 2. So I'm going to minus the 5 plus 2. So my final answer is 23. Notice I'm only doing one column at a time. Ah, thank you, Copper. It's okay. You're a great teacher. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm just using the lag to regroup. So when we look, that is minus the 3. We can do minus the 2. Oh, we could do this one. So we have 5. I'm going to put 5 and then plus 2. I'm going to add the 2. And then I have to take away the 4. I don't know if I'm back. Minus the 4. When I minus the 4, that's what I got to do. Minus the 5 plus the 1. So this is what I'm doing. Minus the 4. So I'm going to minus the 5. Yes, Marvin, thank you. Minus the 5 plus the 1. And then I put my X here because it's supposed to be tic-tac-toe. I made tic-tac-toe. And you're supposed to answer the questions. And then because you answer the question, then you can put in your number. So we're going to do minus 2. We're going to subtract the 2. When we subtract the 2, again, it is minus the 2 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 3. So here's the question. 6. When I have 6 and I minus the 2 is what? Minus the 2 is minus the 5 plus the 3. So my final answer is 4. How are we doing? We're all right? Okay, so we can do minus 2. If I had 25, and I need to take away the 2. To take away the 2, what do I do? Take away the 2, what do I do? Right? Take away the 2, what do I do? I need to minus the 2. I will minus the 5 and add the 3. So I minus the 5 and then I add the 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's being added. So what we're doing is we're making a 5. We're going to understand the partners of 5. And what we do is we modify it and we do some power-ups with our we do some power-ups with our equation. I will take it slow. So we did the 2. We're okay with the 2. And then we could do the 1. Same thing, but there's not very much, right? So the question is 5? Here's my 5. I want to take away the 1. Is there enough beads to take away the 1? No. So I need to substitute. Minus the 5 plus the 4. That's the equation. Minus the 5 plus the 4. So if I take away the 5 and I add the 4, my final answer is 4. There's only one question. That's as far as it goes. And that's it. And then the rest is activities. So we have tic-tac-toe, we have the petal puzzles, where you find the petals, and then you enter it, and then you cut it out, and then you put it on the flower bud. All right, so let's do a review for Kimberly. Kimberly, are you still here? So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. The top bead is 5. And then we have 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, good, you're still here. So we have 9 here. Every column is a digit. So here is my ones. I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. These are all 9s. If I do it, right, this is 0. These are all 1s. And then we do 2s. This is what 2 looks like. Right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. If we do 3, this is what 3 looks like. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 4 looks like that. That's all 4s. And then 5 is like this. When the top beads are touching the horizontal bar, that's being counted. So all of these beads that are touching the horizontal bar is being counted. So this is 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. If we do 6, notice that the bottom bead is touching the horizontal bar. These are all 6s. And then we have 7s. This is what 7 looks like. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. 8 looks like that, right? This is not being counted because it's not touching the horizontal bar. None of these at the bottom is being counted. However, if I did this, now they're being counted. This is what we call 9. Every column is 9. I hope that makes sense. So what we were doing is we were understanding how to make a 5, and what we do is we actually power up our knowledge, right? We power it up. So if we know the partner of 4 and 1 is equal to 5, what we do is we can modify it and we can utilize it. Now what we're doing is we're substituting. So if I have a 4, I can add the 5 and take away the 1. Now this is a formula that we would memorize. That's it. That's it. Okay. So now we're going to go into, what are we going to do? We're going to do how to make a 10. How to make a 10. These are the partners of 10. If those are the partners of 10, oh, you know what? I forgot. So I'm showing you the basics of understanding how to make a 5, right? And you're like, oh, this is too easy. But the problem is we've memorized it. It shines more when we have a big number. Excuse me. And we look at the abacus. So here's my number. If I do 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. There's a lot of strategies that mainstream math does, but abacus doesn't need to. Why? Because all we got to do is look at the individual number. The question is can I add 2 here? Can I add 2? So all I got to do is add the 2. If I have 4, I'm going to add the 4 here. Is there enough beats to add the 4? No, there isn't. What do we do? 2 plus the 4 is plus the 5 minus the 1. So we're going to plus the 5 minus the 1. And then I have to add the 3. Hey, Char! Can I add the 3? Yes, we can. We can add the 3. And then we add 1, and then we add 1. And then our final answer is 70. It is, yes, it is math. Cameron. What are we doing? 37,889. That's what the answer is. Cool. Make sense? Yeah. So what I just showed you is now it's scalable. It doesn't matter how big the number is, as long as we know the fundamentals. As long as you know the fundamentals of adding plus 5 and minus and plus the 3. Those are all the fundamentals. Okay, great. So let's go into the tens, because somebody was talking about the tens. That's where we left off at. So, hello. Hello. All right. We have 10 with who? Why? Because now what we're going to do is we're going to make a 10, right? 5 plus 5 is equal to 10, right? 2 plus 8 is equal to 10. Oh, there was somebody asked the question, well, what happens if it's 5 plus 5? Well, let's do it. Let's do it. Excuse me. Okay. It is this book now. Now we're at this book. Hello, Cameron. All right. What are we doing? We're going to be making a 5, right? This one's easy. So what we're going to do is we're going to plus the 5 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 5. So that's how we make it. My question is 9, and I'm going to plus the 5. To plus the 5, I'm going to plus the 10 minus the 5. Now, if you notice, remember, 9, make a 10 is that. 1, 0, 1, 0. So when we look, we have 9. We want to plus the plus the 10. So we're going to plus the 10, and we're going to take away the 5. We're going to remove the 5. And so my final answer is 14. How's that going? So my final answer is 14. Did that make sense? We can do it again. If I have 7 and I have plus 5, how do I add the 5? What are we doing? Here it is. love your videos. Oh, thanks so much. I appreciate that. Let me know if you have any questions, Cameron. All right. So what are we doing? Plus the 5, right? To plus the 5, we're going to isolate it. That looks very familiar. We're going to isolate it, right? Is equal to plus the 10 minus the 5. Now we have a template, right? Now we have something that we're doing. We've done this before. It's just different numbers. Thank you. All right. So what are we doing? Plus the 10, take away the 5. So my final answer is 12. I don't know where I left off. We can do it again. Let's do 8. We do 8. I want to add the 5. There's not enough beats to go to the 5. So what do? We have to go to the asteroid belt. Oh, I need to go. Okay. Bye, Cameron. So we need to, what? Oh, thank you so much, Kimberly, for the heart me. So we're going to plus the 5. We don't have enough beads to plus the 5. We go to the asteroid belt. The asteroid belt is this. This is the asteroid belt. But that's too much. We need to remove 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to take away 5. And my final answer is 13. How's that? We can do it again. We'll do 6, right? We can do 6. If I do 6, there's not enough beads to add the 6. So what do? I want to add 5. I already have the 5. I don't have any more beads. What do? Plus the 5 is equal to what? Plus the 10 minus the 5. So I'm going to plus the 10, and I'm going to take away the 5. And my final answer is 11. How's that look? Are we all right? That's how we make a 10. That is how we make a 10. We're utilizing how to make a 10. How to make a 10. We did a 5 plus 5. We can do it again with the 2 and the 8. We can do it again with a 2 and an 8. When we do it with a 2 and an 8, it's the same concept. We have 7, and we have to plus the 8. Thank you so much for the hand heart, Laura. Thank you so much. So we have 8. We have 7. We want to add the 8. To add the 8, there's not enough beads to add the 8. What do? Plus the 8 is equal to plus the 10 minus 2. So what are we going to do? Plus the 10, 1, 0, 1, 0. And then take away 2. My final answer is 15. How are we doing? We all right? We can do another one. We'll do one more. So we have 4 plus 8. When we add the 8, what do? Plus the 10, 1, 0, 1, 0, and then minus 2. We take away the 2. So my final answer is 12. Hey, Hershey's. Yeah? Okay. So that is how we do it. What's the next step? The next step is to know how to Tetris. I'm not sure if I'm still lagging, but we're Tetrising our way through now. Why were we going to Tetris? Because if you notice the combinations, right? There's a plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4. And then this one is plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4. What goes first? The 5 always goes first. Can you do a 5? If you can't, then you do this. But notice in the minus, there's a plus 1. So that plus 1 can be either this plus 1 or this plus 1. Let's get into it. We ready? All right. So here's the question. That's not the question. Let me give you another question. We'll do 49. That's not it. Let's do 49 plus 5 because we know how to add the 5, right? We're going to add 49 to our abacus, 40 and then 9, right? Because we added 49, we need to add another 5. So the higher the number you go, the more digits you of the beads you need. Yes, exactly. So that's why if you need bigger numbers, you can use a 13 column one. So we have 49. We're going to add the 5. Notice there's not enough beads to add the 5. We have the 5 here. So what's going to happen? We know plus the 5 is equal to plus the 10 minus 5. Let's minus the 5 plus the 10. Let's do that. So we're going to minus the 5 and we need to plus the 10. Plus 10. 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Can we do it so you're 100 beads? No, this is not hundreds. We're at the tens now. So if you look, I'm only using the tens right now. My question is to add the 10. 1, 0, 1, 0. Can I add the 1 here? No, I can't add the 1. To plus the 1, I need to plus the 5 minus 4. So I'm going to plus the 5 minus the 4. So my final answer is 54. Oh, that's a good one. So Jay says 50 take away 4. Yes, but we don't do 50 take away 4. We don't need to say 50 because the abacus says it for us. So we just need to minus the 5 plus the 4 plus the 5 minus the 4. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do plus the 5 minus the 4. We don't need to say minus plus the 50 minus the 40. You know why? Because the abacus does it for us. So we only want to take it for what it is. Minus the 5 plus the 4. If you wrote it on paper, that's what you would do, but we don't need to write it on paper. Does that make sense, Jay? We don't need to write it on paper, so that's why we don't do 50 minus 40. Hey, Lemonator, welcome back. So how are we doing? Hey, Copper. Yeah, not a problem. And you know what? It's only because in mainstream math, that's what we do, right? In mainstream math, because they don't have anything to keep the place values. You know what I mean, Jay? Because you don't have anything to keep the place values, you need to say 50 minus 40. But in abacus world, we don't need to because the abacus does it for us. So it would just be 5 minus 4. I'm sorry, Leo is still confused. Let's do a review, shall we? So as long as you can Okay, thank you. So as long as you keep your mind open, we will review. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4. Anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is 4. So if we look, this is 0. Why? Because none of the beads are touching the horizontal bar. This is the horizontal bar, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, right? Then what's 5? The top bead is 5. Always the top bead will be 5 no matter what. This is all 5, no matter what. This is not 10. This is 55. This is 10. When we look, we have 5. And then we do 6, 7, 8, right? 8, this is 8. These are all 8s. And then 9. These are all 9s. Does that make sense? Leo, does that make sense? Can you explain the parts of the abacus, like the values of the beads? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a very good question. Angelica? Somewhat. Angelica. Yep. Okay, so I need to find my... Here it is. So, the bigger one you showed me yesterday seemed easier. Oh, ha ha ha! The Chinese one? So there we go. If I had this, there's my place value. Every place value has a... Every column has a place value. Every place value has a digit. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. We have 6, 7, 8, and then 9. After 9, we have 10. We can do 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Is there different sizes of the abacus? There is different sizes. So this one is a 7-column one. This one is 13 columns. And then this one is a 23 column, which just you can track the national debt with. Because size matters. What Leo was talking about was this one. I think you were talking about this one, where we have more beads and it works exactly the same. No, not exactly. It works very similar. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We would trade this in. This is 5, and this would be traded in for that. That would be 5. And then we can count 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then trade this in for here. That's 10. So then we have So then we have 10, and we trade this in for another 10. And then what do? We have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Trade this in for 15. We can do 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So I'm not sure, Leo, if... Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. So this is what a Chinese abacus is. This is the Japanese abacus. It works very similar, actually. Works very similar. Cool. Oh, so that's what it was. We were talking about two-step equations. Two-step equations are very similar to algebra, because algebra does two-step equations. And that was the one thing that my kids kept saying, is like, wait a minute, how come I know algebra, but I don't know algebra? Thank you, God's puppet. Yeah, I feel like the Japanese one is easier. There's a little bit more memorizing that happens here, though, which is making sure that we remember our making of a 10 and making of a 5. Oh, that's the secret. This is the secret. The secret to adding and subtracting is, do you know how to add the 10 and how to make a 5? That is the secret. If you know how to do that, then adding a 5 and adding a 10 can scale to no matter how big the number is. That's the secret. Yep. I will show you. We did it first with this one, 49. We can do it again with, what are we going to do? We're going to do 999. I don't know how. So we'll do it again. We'll do it again with 99, right? 99 plus, we'll do 5 again. We have 99 on the abacus, 99. When we add the 5, do we remember how to add the 5? How do we add the 5? How many ways can I add the 5? Right? Plus the 5 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 5. So that means I'm going to add the 5. I'll rewrite the formula. This is something we're going to have to memorize. Plus 5 is equal to minus the 5 plus 10. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to minus the 5. And remember, 10 is 0, 1. That's what 10 is, 0, 1. Oh, look, I do not have any more beads to plus the 1. So what are we going to do? Can we plus the 5? Hold on, let me see. Can we add the 5 and minus the 2? Can we add the 5? No, we can't. So what's another way? The other way is plus the 1 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 9. So I'm going to plus the 10 minus the 9. So my final answer is 104. Did that make sense? I failed math class throughout school. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. I think if you did it at the abacus, you might be able to get it. We can do it again. Let's do another one, right? Let's do another one. We can do 96 oh, plus 9. Let's do 96 plus 9. So we do 90, we do 6. Right? That's what it looks like, 96. Now we're going to plus the 9. Do we remember how to plus the 9? So, is there enough beads to add the 9? No, because we want to plus the 9. Right? What do we do? Can we plus the 5? No, because 9 doesn't, right? Nothing's here. So what's next? Plus the 9 is what? Plus the 10 minus the 1. So we're going to plus the 10 minus the 1. We'll minus the 1, and we're going to plus the 10. 1, 0. 1, 0, 1. Oh, look. So we got to start it over again. Can we add the 1? No. Can we add the 5? No. Can we add the 10? Yes. How do we do it? Right here. Plus the 10 minus the 9. So we're going to plus the 10 minus the 9. So my final answer is 105. 105. Leo, did that make sense? Do another one? Oh, good. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, good. Right? It just needs a little bit. And I think the framework really helps. I think this framework really helps. Right? We'll do 97 plus 4. This is a two-step equation. What we're doing is we're practicing a two-step equation. Hey, Aura! We're doing tens. Is the formula book you're using? Yes! Yes, Laura! I'm so excited. This is yes. So this is the Formula 1, and this is laminated. So if you buy it from the TikTok shop, where is it? If you buy it from the TikTok shop, it is laminated. There's two separate kinds. One where it's like loose papers, or one is bounded. I like the bounded one. I did try it with loose, and it was just too messy. So this one, I have it where we have the commutative property. I have the making of the 5 and making of the 10. I have making the 5, and I have like little labels. This is not the one. This is my beta copy. This is what it would look like. So I have this is what it would look like. This would be it, actually. And so I have a label for every one. So this is how to add the 5 with the 4. This is add the 5, add the 5, add the 5. And then I did it again for plus the 10, plus the 10, plus the 10, plus the 10. And notice if you plus the 10, there's a 7. The 7 is the back of each other. So you add the 7 or you take away the 7. And then afterwards, after you add the 10, you will have the formula. That's what I'm using right now. And then at the back, that's it. So there's the addition here, and then there's the subtraction. I hope that helps. I really like it. Okay, so we're back to this one. I love the tabs. Yeah, right? I love it. Yeah, it's such a, yeah. So like for me, this is my beta. And I was like, I need to have a better way to do it. So then that's what I did. Okay, so, so we're doing 97, right? We do 97. We're almost there. 97. 97. We want to add the 4. To add the 4, what are we going to do? We're going to add the 7. Oh, I'm sorry, we're 97. We're going to add the 4. Is there enough beads to add the 4? Yes? No. 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 We're coming down here. Is there enough beads to add the 5? Yes? Can we add the 5? No, we can't. So we got to go one more over. We have to plus the 4 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 6. Thank you, Marvin. Yes. So we're here now, right? Plus the 10 minus the 6. So I'm going to plus the 10 minus the 6. Let's minus the 6. And we're going to plus the 10. Remember, 10, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. So what does that mean? 1. Is there enough beads to add the 1? No. Is there enough beads to add the 5? No, because I cannot add the 5. I go here. I need to use the plus the 10. Plus the 10 is what? Plus 1. I want to add the 1. Plus the 10 minus the 9. Plus the 10 minus the 9. My final answer is 101. I might order the abacus books. Oh, hey. Okay. I mean, thank you. I appreciate that. Did that make sense? Marvin? Copper? Are we okay? Right, Laura? Did that make sense? Did the workflow help? Aura? How are we doing? What? That was a lot, but yes. Yeah. Why did you move when it says plus the 10? See? Because we're focusing on 2 columns. That's all we're doing, right? So we had 97, right? When we're going to add the 4. When we add the 4, was it add the 4? Add the 4. Yeah, 7, 7, 4, right? 7, 4. When we add the 4, we can't. We have to, what do we do? When we add the 4, we have to minus the 6, right? Plus the 10. Minus the 6 plus the 10. So I'm going to minus the 6. I'm going to plus the 10. Remember the 10. 1, 0, 1, 0. 1. Can I add the 1? Can I add the 1? No, I cannot add the 1. What do? I got to start from the top again. Can I add the 1? No, I cannot add the 1. What do? Can I add the 5? No, I cannot add the 5. Right? So then what I do here, I now have to go here, use the 10. How do you add the 10? Remember, plus the 10 is plus the 10. Does that make sense? Minus the 9 plus the 10. Minus the 9 plus the 10. That's why we do the 100, Marvin. Using the word bite size. That's why I said we don't focus on 50 minus 40. Do you remember before somebody said 50 minus 40? Oh, do you remember somebody said 50? We don't do 50 minus 40. We do the number 5 minus 4, 10, right? Minus the 9 plus the 10. Minus the 9 plus the 10. 1, 0. So then when I take it out, it's 1, 0, 1. Yes. Hi, Cameron. I see that you are back. Did that make sense? The framework is so helpful to make it sense. Yeah, the framework, and notice I do it over and over again. And that's when we start doing critical thinking. Yeah. So copper, just so you know, this is a little bit more advanced. What we're doing is now we're combining two equations. We're combining two formulas together. We have the 5 and the 10. That's why it's a little bit more complicated. We're adding this to this. And then we're Tetrising. Do you remember how to play Tetris? Do you remember how to play Tetris? Right? What did we do? It was like an L. And then we had a square. And then we had a, right? All of these things, right? These are the little shapes. So we have our shapes. We have our shapes. One of these shapes will fit into each other to make a line. That's what we're trying to do. These are our shapes, and we're trying to make a line. To make a line is, right? That's what we're trying to do. When we Tetris our way through, right? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to, right? Does that make sense? So that's why we take it. We go one number at a time. That's why we did we go slow, right? 97. Oh, what was it? 101? 101. It only works with numbers like this. How are we doing? Hey, Jules. Welcome. Can we do another 100 again? Yes, of course. But it makes sense, right? Because I have to remember to go slow. I go too fast sometimes. Good, good, good. Okay. Use the paper you were just doing too. Yeah, I called it a column isolator. If you want, well, I give this away for free. When you have your abacus, I'll have a QR code to have this isolator. I made it so you can actually you can use it. This is a template. So if you were to buy anything and you wanted this column isolator, I do sell it. I do provide it. It's on the, anyways. We have 83. We're going to do 80. We do 3. And then what are we going to do? 19. Can I add 1? Can I add 1? Yes, I can. So I'm going to add the 1. And then I have to plus the 9. Can I plus the 9? No, I cannot. I cannot plus the 9. What do I do? I need to plus the 9. Is there enough beads to plus the 9? Yes or no? No. Can I use the 5? No, I can't use the 5. I have to use the 10. Plus the 9 is what? Minus the 1 plus the 10. Minus the 1 plus the 10. Minus the 1 plus the 10. Minus the 1. I'm going to take away the 1, and I'm going to plus the 10. Plus 10 plus 1. 1, 0 is my 10. 1, 0. So I got to start over again. Can I add the 1? Yes or no? Can I add the 1 here? No. Right? Can I add the 5? I'm trying to add 1. Can I add the 5? No. Can I, then if that's the case, thank you, Laura, I want to add the 1. What do I do? Minus the 9 plus the 10. Minus the 9 plus the 10. That's what we're going to do. Minus the 9 plus the 10. So my final answer is 102. Yeah, thank you, Laura. Did that work? Did that make sense? Obviously, the more you practice, right, the easier it gets. I mean, we can keep doing it, but it's just one of those things, like the more you practice it, the easier it gets, because you'll notice these are all the same formulas that we talked about. All the same formulas. There's no new formula. You know all of the formulas. You know how to make a 5. You know how to make a 10. Now what we're doing is we're doing critical thinking. Critical thinking to figure out what we need to do. Again, it goes to adding the add-in. We're focusing on the add-in and not the result. I'm not saying how do you make, I don't even know, what did we say? 102. We're not saying how do you make 102, right? What we're doing is we're focusing on every specific number. We're focusing this first, then we do this one. We take one number at a time, bite size. Abacus is bite size. So when you look at it, we're not taking the whole thing. We're taking it one number at a time. And I think, hey, Shane. So when we look at it, we take one number at a time. Don't look at the bigger. It's good to look at it later, but for right now, as you go through the operations, take it one number at a time. And I think, in my theory, in my opinion, I think that's what the mainstream math is having a problem with, because they take the bigger numbers as a whole. Because they take the bigger numbers as a whole, it's tougher to see it, because humans don't know anything bigger than their numbers on their hands. I only know 5. Talk about 10, I don't know what 10 looks like. You know what I mean? So having this and making the abacus capture the place value is really helpful. Bite size. Yeah, exactly. Bite size. Ah, yeah. Did that make sense? So I took it one number at a time, and then it depended on what the formula was. So we added the 10, right? Plus the 9 is equal to plus the 10 minus 1. Can you add right to left? You can. You can. It is up to you, but I feel like it's backwards. So we could do it like we do 83. We do 9 plus the 9 is equal to minus the 9 plus the 10. Minus the 9, I'm sorry, minus the 1 plus the 10. You could do it, and then you add the 1. How do you add the 1? Can you add the 1? No, I can't. How do you plus the 1 here? Plus the 1 is plus the 10 minus 9. So I plus the 10 minus the 9. And my final answer is 102. You can. You know, it's just being about, yeah, use the next column. Yeah, that's what 10 means. 10 means to use the next column. That's it. You're absolutely right. 10 just means use the next column. Because if you notice, this is one column, and then this is the next column, right? 0, 1, 0, 1. And that is it. That is everything. We can do borrowing too. So we can do minus. How does that work? Is that all right for everybody? Any other questions? Do another? We can do another. Okay. Let's do something smaller. 7 plus 7. Seven plus 7. We have 7 on the abacus. Right? If we have 7 on the abacus, can we add a 7? No, we can't. So what do we do? Yes! Thank you, Marvin. Yes. Plus the 7 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 3. Exactly. Perfect. Oh, I don't want to do that. Let's do that. Perfect. So we do plus 7 is equal to plus the 10 minus 3. Plus the 10, right? 0, 1, 0, 1. Plus the 10 minus 3. Wait, can I minus the 3? That's the question. Can I take away the 3? Can I take away the 3? No, I can't take away the 3. Right? So I go down here. Oh, can I take away the 5? Yes, I can. So yes, Marvin, I minus the 5 and I plus the 2. My final answer is 14. Did that make sense? So we did big number and then we did a small number. But it all works exactly the same. It all works exactly the same. So my final answer is 14. Okay. Seven, right? Okay. 7. 5, 6, 7. We have 7 here. 5, 6, 7. So what we're going to do is we're going to add another 7. Add another 7. This is what we're going to do. Right? Plus the 10 minus the 3. Plus the 10, right? That's what we're going to do. Plus the 10. We're going to plus the 10. 0, 1. 0, 1. That's how we do 10. 0, 1. We add the 1. And then minus the 3. We're taking away the 3 here. We take away the 3 right here. Okay? If we take away the 3, can I do it? Yes or no? No, I cannot take away the 3. What do I do? Can I use the 5? Can I take away the 5? Yes or no? Yes, I can take away the 3. To take away the 3 is over here. Minus the 5 plus the 2. So I'm going to minus the 5 and I'll plus the 2. My final answer is 14. See, the big thing is we need to remember our 5 formula and our 10 formula. When you know these backwards and forwards, let's do 1,000. love it. I love it. That's great enthusiasm. All right, let's do it. Are we ready? Wow, that's a good problem for a Soroban. Oh, thank you. It's easy, Laura. I'll show you. That's a good question. Let's do minus, right? Let's do 2007 minus 9. It utilizes all the tricks. It does. It does. But you know what? You only need to know the two sets. That's what's crazy about it, right? That's what's crazy about it. You just need to know these two sets. And the sky is the limit when you add and subtract. The sky is the limit. It went from 77. Yeah, it sure did. But it's two steps. The reason why I take it slower is because it's two-step equations. These are what we call two-step equations. And again, we utilize two-step equations in algebra. And so this is just a beginner part. Hey, Jennifer, welcome back. So when we look, what we're doing is we're understanding and we're looking at it a different way. And this is why abacus is the gateway to complex math, right? Why? Because we're using formulas. I went off to my rocket. We'll do 2000. It'll be easy. It will be easy. Easy peasy. 2000, 2007. My brain exploded over 1,000. Oh, this is great. This is fantastic. All right. So that's the question, right? Oh, excuse me. 2007. I do believe that this is going to be my last question because once I start yawning, once Ray, once I start yawning, I need to end the live. So this will be the last question. We will go slow. Let's go slow. All right. Minus the 9. If I want to minus the 9, take away the 9. Minus the 9. Do we remember how to take away the 9? Minus the 9 is equal to what? Use the second column. We can't. Right. How do we do it? Minus the 9 is what? Plus the 1 minus the 10. That was one of the things, right? We know this. We know the formula is plus 1 and 9 is equal to 10. We know this. Thank you, Laura. Yes. We're going to do it this way, though. We're going to use, what do we call it? Commutative property. We're going to use commutative property. We're going to plus the 1 minus the 10. Plus the 1 minus the 10. This is why I added it, right? Because I wanted to make sure that we become flexible. So when we do it, we want to plus the 1 and then we minus the 10. Plus the 1 minus the 10. 0, 1. This is 1. So if we're doing minus 1, now what are we doing? This is minus 1, right? Because it's 0, 1. Minus 1 is equal to what? Minus 1. Can we minus the 1? No, we cannot. Can we minus the 5? Can we minus the 5? No, we cannot. Can we, so then we have to, yes, thank you, Marvin. Minus the 1 is plus the 9 minus the 10. Plus the 9 minus the 10. Minus the 10. Can we take away 1? No, we cannot. What do? Minus the 9, plus the 9 minus the 10. Can we take away 1 here? Yes. So we take away the 1. Yes. Hey, Ethan. No, not minus 1 plus 9. Minus the 10 plus the 9. So my final answer is this 1998. My God, there's like 77 people here. Can you do? Yes, we will do that. That's the last question. How did we do? How are we doing? Good morning, Ethan. Jay. Yes. Yes, me. It is an abacus. Will you go live again? Yes. I just found you and I'm so confused. I'm sorry. Kind of tricky. Is it tricky? It's not tricky. You just go slow. Go slow. Go slow. Commutative property. Yeah. LV, I will be on again. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I will be on again at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay. Is it tricky? You're right. You're right, Shane. It's not. It is unfamiliar. It's not tricky. It's not tricky because you have everything. You're absolutely right. It's not tricky. It's unfamiliar because we go through it, right? What is this? This is what we call an abacus. So what was your question? Okay, last one. Okay, Ethan, last one. 88, 880 plus 2. 888 plus 2. 1, 2, 3 plus 2. Yeah, you just need practice. That's all it is. It's just practice. Practice. Yeah, and the interesting thing is it's the same thing, right? It's not new strategies, right? They talk about all these new strategies in new math, but this is not new strategies. These are the same things, right? But just reversed, just the opposite. Because remember, it's minus the 4 or it's plus the 4. If it's minus the 1, it's plus the 1. So that's why I did this where it's a subtraction and addition. You know how to add, you will know how to subtract. If you know how to subtract, you know how to add, right? Make sense? So, what do each of the beads equal? Oh, actually, how I need to mint. How is the abacus useful? I need to convince my mom. It helps you to do arithmetic. Add, subtract, multiply, and divide. It's the gateway to more complex math because it solidifies your math foundation. So what it does is it fills the gaps of whatever numbers you have problems with. So you can do multiplication and it will solidify and make it stronger. So you'll have really strong number sense, fluency, and procedural fluency, which is another thing. All right. So mint, I hope that made sense. So we're going to do 88, 888. Okay. Okay. This is the last, for sure. This is the last question. All right. We're going to add the 2. Add the 2. When we add the 2, can we, I have my 8, 8. Is there enough beads to add the 2? I want to add the 2. Is there enough beads? No, there is not. So what do I do? Is there enough to add the 5? No, I cannot. Right? So what do we have to do? To add the 2, we have to plus the 10, right? Minus the 8. So we will do minus the 8 and then plus the 10. Plus the 10. Can we add the 10? Can we? Yes, we can. That's it. Oh, Ethan, that was easy. I hope mint that made sense. That's it. Ethan, that was too easy. All right. I was wrong. 100, 890. Yes, it is. 890. You're absolutely right, Copper. But see, it was kind of cool, right? Because we have the 8, and then we know to add the 2, it's plus the 10 minus the 8. Plus the 10 minus the 8. Do it one more time. It's easy. You know why? We have plus the 2. Plus the 2. Why do some abacus have the on top? Oh, that's the Chinese one. This one is the Japanese one. So when we look, we want to plus the 2. Can we add the 2? Add 2. No, we cannot add any more 2. There's only one bead here. So what do? We have to, can we add the 5? Can we add the 5? Yes? Can we add it? No, we cannot add it because it's already there. So then we have to go to this one. Plus 2 is equal to minus the 8 plus the 10. Minus the 8 plus the 10. Plus the 10. Why do some, user, is that a workbook with a framework? The one that's pinned? Yes, yes. So the one that I'm working on is this one. Yeah. So this is the laminated one, and it becomes laminated. There's two versions, one that is without binding and one that's binded. I like the one that's binded. I'm just saying. And what I did was I have a little tabby thingy where you can, says the plus the 5 and then we're adding the 4. This one is plus the 5 and we're adding the 3. And then notice behind it is the minus the 3. So I keep it together. Add the 3 minus the 3. Add the 3 minus the 3. And then I did the 2. And then we do it again for the 1. And then we have making the 10. After you make the 10, it's the same thing. We have the plus 10. So notice I made it different colors too because I'm very visual. So I have the plus 10 and this is making the 9 and behind it is minus the 9. So we have 10 plus the 8 and we want to subtract the 8. So notice it's like it's right behind each other. So if you can find the 8, you'll be able to minus the 8. And then after that, you will get the framework. And inside the framework is plus the 7 minus the 4. Or plus, this is an example question. And this example question will give you the workflow. Can you add the 4? Yes or no? Can you add the 5? Yes or no? Can you add the 10? Is always going to be yes, no matter what. If you can't do anything else, you'll always end up with the 10. That's it. And it's the same thing with the minus. So this is the adding, and then this is the subtracting. Yeah, and that's the subtracting. I really like this book. This is a very good book, I think. Oh. Yeah. So user, I'm fascinated. Oh, good. User 58598. So this one is a Chinese abacus. Chinese abacus, there's 5 beads on the bottom and 2 beads on top. Works very similar to the Japanese abacus. So when we look, all the lower beads has a value of 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then because we have 5 here, we're going to trade it in and we'd have the 5 here. So the Japanese abacus, this will always be 5 no matter what. When we look, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because this is 5, we're going to trade it in. Gotta go. Thank you, Laura. I'll see you next time. I'll catch you next time. So after this is 5, this is 10. We'll trade it in, and this is 10. Yeah, this is my last one, I swear. I promise. Yeah, I'm gonna head out. I'm getting tired on this one. So after this, right, we have 11, 12, 13, 14. So I don't know, user, if still around. And thank you, Ashley, for being fascinated. Thank you for missed my last comment. You know what? Sometimes the comments get filtered out. I apologize. Yeah, sometimes the abacus the filters get filtered out. I like that one better. All right, I like this one. It seems more simpler. Okay, thank you, Pancho. I just thought my husband. Oh yeah. How do you say that? This was great. Oh, that's awesome, Hope. That's fantastic. You're right, Ashley. I keep saying it. But it's so exciting, but I get tired. And then you just watch me yawn. And there's so many people, but I am going to head off. Thank you everybody for joining. I will see you guys all in my next live. I'm going to be more regular. Taught. No, I understand. I just taught my husband. Yep. That's so awesome, Hope. I hope if you plan to have children or you plan to teach, I hope you will teach them abacus because I think it's the greatest thing next to sliced bread. All right. Thank you guys, everybody, for joining. Thank you. Thank you, Cameron, if you're still there. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And I will see you guys all in my next live. Bye.